I'm live. Woo, what up with you, YouTube and YouTube buds? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. And welcome to Up Up in the Cup in the Morning with Chuck, where I'm not responsible for the truth that you may or may not hear. This is Synergy. I knew I was gonna mess up as soon as I go live. I knew it had it all the way down pat. You know how that goes. But man, what's good with everybody, man? Not gonna bring too much light to that. Bam. Yeah. Up. Go ahead and put your cups up, toast up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'm up, all the way up. We in here. Yeah. Not trying to be too hype, but just hyped enough. Man, I was watching the show about Star Trek before we get started with the Trump and stuff like that. But everybody know I'm asking questions why. So just it's right there around that time. But beforehand, I was watching this television show about Star Trek, right? Now, it's an animated TV show that the quality of animation, it catches my eye. So it's like a Family Guy type of animation, and it's not like Bob's Burger. I could that dish. I don't know, something about that just like that. So I never could just really even watch it. But there's a show about Star Trek called the Star Trek Lower Deck, right? And I was watching the animated series, and for me, it was interesting because I seen it from a different perspective, where it was a little more hardcore, but it wasn't over the top hardcore. It's like they just kind of they let their hair down and kind of let them be able to be more creative when it came to like when they hit you or punching blood and stuff like that. To say it's on CBS, the rules have lightened up a lot, so it's more of like I guess you would say PG-13, but I will let a child watch it. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not the most responsible person in the world. But it was a show, and I was watching, and I liked how the fast pace was, right? So you hear this person talking, and this other person would answer, then the other person it kind of like so the story could kind of go along, and they kept it hype. And I was like, Star Trek was more like it was to me. It just felt more tone deaf and laid back and too slow pace and things happening. And with that, it kind of give you like that 2020. Okay, everybody running off of clips and just thumbnails and fast stuff, like just kind of like reading headlines and trying to grab your whole perspective off a headline instead of a 2-hour story. It kind of give you more of that 2020 perspective of how people think. So I was more intrigued about it, and I was listening to a YouTuber not too long ago, and I just seen it was talking about the Star Trek, right? The Lower Deck. So while I'm looking at the Star Trek Lower Deck, I was like, while I was watching her talk about it, just to see a different person opinion, because I haven't heard nobody talk about Star Trek Lower Deck. So I pulled up the video, got to start watching it, and the first thing she do is start criticizing, right? So I'm like, they have people they criticize and they like, they give their likes and their posts, but I really was diving into it, and her whole video was just a bash, because now I'm just realizing that there's a situation with Rick and Morty, huge fan of Family Guy with Stephanie Falling and whatever like that, and how they having like these types of shows is being compared to, right? Which is don't get me wrong, it has the merit to say, okay, this might be one of those shows, but at the same time, it might just dead. So you might see it coming, it might fall off. But right now, it from what I'm seeing, it have a lot of hype behind it, and I apologize to the community if I overlooked you for all this time and didn't know that y'all existed. But you know what I'm saying? I might be just saying, hey, look, I'm just new to the community, just walking by and happened to see something that was beautiful, and here we are now. But she was talking like mad shit about it. And it was the I don't know the characters, because I might start talking about it if people want to hear more about the Star Trek show, because it's like it's a if you want to talk about Star Trek, there's a good show. But Star Trek, to say it's animated and it's lighthearted, right? It's not meant to be overbearing and gritty to the point where, oh my God, heart rich. But I think they could add they could take their campiness and bring the campiness level down. If they bring that campiness level, it's like, where is it? It's like at a 80, and it need to go down to like 75, maybe 70 degrees. But they need to bring the campiness down some. But yeah, just a little bit. It's not 100% like it's overbearing. It just a little bit too hot. Just got to bring their campiness down. And once they do that, I'll be good with it. And they called, when I was watching the video, the girl was referring to her as Chatterbox, right? So that might be her name. I just don't want to confirm it because this wasn't playing. This was just something I was watching, and it was a show, and I'm trying to see if who all out there with me. So I was watching her talk about the Chatterbox and how she was talking about it's the black girl. If you didn't know, it's the main character, and how she pops in and she get to talking and she's overbearing and over. And I'm thinking that she about to say something more on a negative point perspective of that, where like they'll talk about like how they'll say like black women they'll over talk or talk over each other, or out talk you and have you just sitting there just right there. So they try to portray a role like that, but the way they portraying it is more funny-ish and not more like a point. It didn't make it distasteful, not to me, right? So that was the first thing that I was thinking in the direction she was going in, but she was talking about how annoying she was and how much of a character she should have been in the background, that she shouldn't have been the main character. And I was like, why not? We all, and then she explained like all these other television shows, right? Like all these other television shows, they have this character, with this personality playing the background or be introduced later on and then have a smaller role, right? So she got to doing all these different comparisons. And when I seen that, the first thing I thought about was, if you seen all these same things, why would they do the exact same thing? Give us something new, give us something different from a different perspective. What she go with this side character that you want to push to the back and push the darky rat dude to the front, which I cannot stand. When they talk about a person that you can't stand, who she talking about is, for me, is him. It's like he played that character that I really do not like. Like he always think he doing the right thing, but he doing something he doing the most messed up stuff of all, by the way his approach and the way he go behind the people that he's supposed to be helping, and they trying to build something, even though he may not be with it. Instead of, he just ain't got no backbone, no spine, and it's that character I don't like. Is when stuff happened to him, I don't feel bad for him at all, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what he deserved. And when old boy put him back in there for rat, and he was like, yeah, I heard about you always aspiring to do such and such, such and such. Instead of him calming everything down, he did the exact right thing. Brought the dude that was doing a rat and pushing back out there like, this is what you deserve. And we need more of that. But talking about that, I need to go ahead and matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up her video. I think I'm gonna let her slide with that. I can't let her slide with it. So let me search for the video right fast, and as soon as I find it, I'm gonna play it so you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're not a fan of Lower Deck, or not even just a fan of, never heard of it, or just piquing your interest, I'm going to show an example of what this person was saying. That way, you'll see where my frustration is coming in. I'll bring some clip of the Lower Deck. That way, when you see the Lower Deck, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's the show Triple Cup was talking about. It got to be somewhere right up in here. Just, you got to bear with me shortly, because I just got to find the video that it was it before or after that? Okay, somewhere up in here. Oh yeah, Swamp Thing, good ass show. People just seeing it on here you go right here. People just seeing Swamp Thing on the CW. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It's worth a watch. Matter of fact, it's a show that's worth a rewatch. Matter of fact, I could watch that Swamp Thing TV series season 1 3 times. He get all 3s from me. He get the triple watch from me. If you don't know what the triple watch is, it ain't talking about no hand watch on your wrist. It's about it's not about the hand watch on your wrist, bling 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 hand watch. No, it's about, I would look at it. It'll hold my attention to see it 3 times. It's not too much that can hold my attention to watch it 3 times. It's only a handful of things, and some of the stuff is because to be honest with you, if I watch it 3 times, after the second time, it's more of a, okay, I want to watch it so people that want to see some Easter eggs or details, and when we breaking down something, I want to make sure that I go back for the 3rd time and make sure that I'm talking and saying the right thing, or not saying to the wrong person, things like that. But besides for that, just for viewing purposes, yes, Swamp Thing is worth a triple watch. So I'm not talking about Swamp Thing right now. We supposed to be getting on. I'm not even gonna give give her a shout out. You know what I'm saying? The girl we jack for topics right now. But for the lower deck, I'm not gonna give her a shout out. But I'm gonna show you my theory that I have with this person in particular YouTuber and how she talking about the lower deck. Because me personally, I think that's a really good Star Trek show. It's one of the better ones in a long time. Maybe not the best or even a rip out, but with that being said, let's see what she got to say, and I'll show you exactly in real time, like reaction to her.
Not. Congrats, man.
That's cool. Chadich from now on, baby.
Okay,
they're all about fighting. They're always making oaths about everything.
Everyone knows that.
Did you know about Spock? Dude came back from being dead.
Yeah, I think I've heard of Spock.
He got freaking Genesis device and fought Khan.
Jesus, was this tiresome. For a little adventure, let's take a look at this animation. Star Trek Lower Decks, the biggest kick in Star Trek's balls there could ever be. Star Trek's Lower Decks is a show that focuses on the support crew serving on one of Starfleet's least important ships, the USS Cerritos, in 2380. Ensigns Mariner, Boimler, Rutherford, and Tandy Miz keep up their duties and their social lives, often while the ship is being rocked by a multitude of sci-fi anomalies. The ship's bridge crew includes Captain Carol Freeman, Commander Jack Ransom, Lieutenant Shax, and Dr. Tiana. This is the second animated spin-off in the franchise after 1973 to 74's Star Trek the Animated Series, but has a decidedly more adult tone and humor. Where the only thing adult about it is blood, which for me is an adult thing because I grew up on cartoons with blood and more mature.
Okay, first of all, I disagree right there when she say more adult theme. The whole concept of the show is just more. If you look at the animation style for the kids these days, it's more of a almost a mimic of a in between of a Disney and Nickelodeon, because you know Disney have a iconic looking art style and Nickelodeon have more of a grittier art style. And when you see most cartoons today, they try to blend in between the two of those and throw a little splash of a robot chicken art style into it. So you'll find more of the animation style that's generated for kids look more like that. So when you see an art style that they have this more of a tone with the round eyes and more of the straight lines for the art styles, and it look more Family Guy, Bart Simpson type, you know what I'm saying, like a branch that's grown off from the Simpsons. Let's be honest, like most cartoons, when you see that branch that's grown off from the Simpsons and more of a realistic, like this time, it's more adult theme. So I automatically seen this art style and say, I'm gonna check this show out because the art style it resonates to adult theme right there before story even at hand. But let's see what she has to say.
Themes. We went into this having hope because they compared it to Rick and Morty. It is nowhere near. Maybe this has an audience, but it sure as hell does not feel like a Trekkie one. The references to actual Star Trek lore are so forced.
Okay, that's just a compliment saying about Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is an iconic show that got a massive fan base. This is on its first season. And the only thing that probably people are saying is they related to Rick and Morty because Rick and Morty ain't come out first episode, first season. Like, this is going to be everything. Sasquatch sauce. You didn't hear that on the first season of Rick and Morty. I digress.
And shoehorn, it makes me want to wash my ears out with vinegar.
You didn't make this. Stop, please. Stop, please.
Do you know Kirk?
Yes.
My man Worf?
Yes.
Gary Mitchell?
I'm sure I could look him up.
You don't have to because you have a mental.
It is real, and it's not a good cringe.
Hang in there. You got this. It is getting tired. So go to your happy place. Like, oh, think of
The character is so annoying. She ruins the mood for the entire show.
Okay, that is not, to me, is not cringe when she just doing references. That just means that she's smart and she knows her history of things that's going on, and they just implementing that into her vocabulary. That's simple stuff that you're supposed to do.
She ruins the mood for the entire show. The only decent characters are the cyborg and the Orion Green Girl.
what this map does.
It ruins the show for you because she sounds like she don't sound like she knows what she's talking about, indicating that letting you know right off the bat that she's way more intelligent than she put on, or the level that she's on. Now it's just more of an indication of why is she's being so rebellious. And you have this concept of you know, like the different types. She is more of like, okay, from the perspective of if I dare say it, a military brat, like, you know, a child that's got parents that was in the military and they came up and their life is already laid out for them, and you seeing it from her perspective of this scenario and why she's a child and this is her childhood, so she's acting like a child because this is all she knows. So when you see a person, how would they adapt to this is their regular lifestyle compared to this is a job they're going to and leaving from, but this is you all day, every day. So you would get a person that act like a brat.
Doesn't show you is that everything from like this deck up, super lame, not important to us.
You like the bar
All right, fine, everything except the bar.
and the bridge.
The bridge is not cool.
Yes, it is.
Oh, hey.
See, everyone is always talking over each other and just too much going on. Just stop. I know I'm high energy too, but this thing made even me tired. Can Mariner take a damn breath?
What kind of
Every
energy you
scene
have?
she's in is just so unbearable, and this doofus seems to only exist to light the flame under her nonstop chattering ass. Also, maybe
Hey, to be honest with you, it's almost like a parody. See, she don't get it. That's what this is. I understand when they have certain types of humor and certain, you know, they be have innuendos that be right up under the radar, but it be right there where you can see this parody. And if you live this type of lifestyle and your life, you know, was sheltered in a certain direction, you might have not experienced it from this angle. You might not know if somebody's seeing something from a different perspective, from a different angle, that they might see things in a different way. Like with this combination right here, I see this every day on a job site. This parody right here that you don't think that exists. I mean, if you don't believe me, leave a watch. Everybody, just look in the comments. When you see a comment, just leave it and say right now, you've been on a job where you had what we like to call old rat and ass Chauncey. If you'd have had a job where you have an individual that act just like that, old rat and ass Chauncey, go over there behind the back to go tell the person something that you doing or something, going quick to go tell, or always doing this or trying to be a stick out artist. Tell me you haven't been on a job site that haven't had this character. If you haven't, then let me know you either this character yourself and just don't know it. So that should be self-explanatory to yourself. My bad for the eye opener. Or you on the other side where this the character that comes to you and you don't know that this character that everybody in the other deck, how they feel about this character. But sometimes they do, because you see like the people get just like, oh, you sitting there ratting on your people like this, huh? Hey, he ratted on y'all. This is how you treat a rat. And when I seen that, man, the show out, I digress.
it's just me, but I feel like the concept was but the execution could have been way better. To work in Starfleet, you need to be the best of the best. They don't just let anyone on regardless of whether or not you're working on lower deck. There is a certain level of discipline and training that's required, and all of these characters seem to lack it. At least way more than they should. Or maybe it's just the two main ones, the purple-haired doormat and the big mouth can't shut up girl.
Nothing.
Oh no! No! Are you pretending to do a captain's log?
We're all supposed to keep logs.
Okay, let me listen to
No,
it.
go away. Leave it
I
alone.
can't believe you're
No,
wasting your
no.
shore leave on this.
This is how the show starts.
Okay,
And if you're a
where's the shore
Trekkie
leave on
and then
that?
you immediately see this, but maybe it's just me, but I feel like it would be the equivalent of having your face violently slapped with a brick of ice. I feel like the studios who created shows like this equate funniness to a very fast-paced way of speaking. It seems as though the main characters are excited all the time about everything. There's never any time to slow down. There's never any time for you to
So you want them to be depressed on a television show because they excited about life and doing things. They haven't gotten to know real experiences. We just getting to know the characters. So no, we haven't have a real threat on a television show yet. It's a build-up. I mean, it's coming. What I'm seeing is, I'm just gonna give her the name that she's saying, Chatterbox. What Chatterbox is going to do, she's going to experience a failure, a great failure, and something that's going to make her step up to the plate. When you see her step up to the plate, then you're going to see her come to the next level. She's going to have little things that's going on in the show that show her this is what she could be when she step up to the plate, just enticing her throughout the season. You're going to see things that's going to entice her to want to step up to the plate, to actually see like what's going on with time and her peers and what they doing in life now, and what she's still stuck doing the same thing, and why she them, and she gonna have this epiphany upon herself. See, that's the build-up, and that's the angle we have not seen yet, and that's what's intriguing me about this show when it comes to her. I
feel like you just
digress.
want to relax into it, and especially if you're from Star Trek, the pace being overly fast and nonsensically high-pitched gets highly irritating very fast. Look at Rick and Morty and even Solar Opposites. The characters still act real, even though the show itself is fast-paced. I know it has to be because they only have 20 minutes to put together a whole story worthy of an episode, and Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites do that very well. I can understand if there was that one character that behaved very cringy and uncomfortable, but they all seem to act like that. Well, except for the captain, and the green girl kind of makes it bearable. I feel like this is the kind of humor for little kids, to be honest, but that's my overview of how I feel about it from the get-go. Let's get into the actual show itself and the other problems I had with it, and I'm going to give it a little bit more examples. Just in
I would, but I digress.
case you didn't know, the show is set 10 years after the events of The Next Generation and focuses on the lowest ranking officers on one of Starfleet's least important ships. And it's partly inspired by the final season of Star Trek The Next Generation from their episode Lower Decks. The guy who wrote this is also somebody who has written for Rick and Morty, so it's not his first time doing this. He's worked on other successful titles. So while the intro titles are still rolling, Green Girl is introduced, and Purple Hair Guy just acts like a total idiot.
Hi, here, that's me. Ahoy.
Ensign Tindy reporting for duty. You're my
Right there. See, first relatable thing right there is you be on a job site, right? Now, you have this person, they got a girl. Now, they have a dude. They always try to do some type of slick stuff to try to impress a female. The female don't even like this dude, but he doing stupid stuff to impress her. Sometimes he kind of like he try to make himself be bigger than what he is at the job, like, and try to tell people to do something to try to make himself more and feel more important around her to other people. You know, this character really exists in real life.
orientation liaison.
Yes, welcome. Brad Boimler, Ensign, Command Division.
Oh my gosh, I've never worked with
Maybe I've grown up a little bit, but the cartoons I used to watch, everyone wasn't overly in a state of constant overly tweaking because I'm too high mode. The chatterbox is always interrupting everyone, and then she won't shut the hell up.
I mean, great with your.
Yo,
oh my
yo,
God.
what up? Beckett Mariner, also an ensign, Command Division, but not quite as
Hey, she must have been ratting ass Chauncey, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason why she don't like this situation right here, because let me say, let's just take the gender out of this here. Now, you have the new person that's coming to work, right? And the first thing that they seeing is ratting ass Chauncey, and ratting ass Chauncey is coming to like, oh, so you go up in there to intercept and say, hey, you know, say what's good with it, man? You know, you don't tell him about this person, but you show him that, okay, what they look, you know, just give them that, okay, you could choose. You could want to rock with him or rock with us. You know, we not like him. Everybody not like him. That's what she's trying to put out there. Which happen on the job in real life. So which side of the field you on? Please leave a comment. Let me know so other people can see which side of the field you on. Because with Chatterbox, I get what is she trying to say. But for me personally, this is the intercept to say, hey, this ratting ass Chauncey. She trying to get him to avoid ratting ass Chauncey.
impressed with myself as this little rascal over
See?
here.
Right.
The episode is basically about Chatterbox not liking to follow rules and thinking that somehow her way is always better, and purple-haired dum-dum aspiring his whole life to work on the bridge and then throwing it all away, all because his irresponsible Chatterbox friend makes horrible decisions just because the captain asked him to snitch. And the only reason that she does this is because the captain is her mother and she's being rebellious. Even though someone breaking protocol in situations like
That's to make a story have depth. When you have the concept, okay, this is a brat, right? The brat is the military brat, and her mom and her pops and her rebellion and how she ended up being, like, you know what I'm saying? You'd have had people that was like the boss's sons and their kids, and they ended up working with the people that's just the normal everyday people, right? And then the kids start relating to the everyday people, and they're like, damn, I see what the everyday people going through and why we like this, and they start being more relatable and more compassionate to the everyday person. So the brat start end up relating to the lower deck people that's, you know what I'm saying, that they treat them like they not the average, you know, they treat them like they lower than them, basically concept. So they give that depth to it. So what you want? They have no depth to the story to make it black and white, no shady gray areas.
death and destruction.
Oh, yeah.
But no
My bad, I digress.
worries, it's fine. Highly disciplined main character totally forgets all of that, all those years of him being disciplined and aspiring to be something like this. It just goes right out the window just because.
The type of eventuality that can make a second contact mission a life or death situation.
I think the other thing that ticked me off about the show is, granted, this is only episode 1, but I don't think I'll be watching the others after this for a while. But yeah, as I said, I think because the animation is smooth, you know, it's supposed to be smooth like Rick and Morty's animation. I think it's a little bit smoother than that. The characters are talking in Gerbilese, which is way too fast for how their animations look. And to me, it's very jarring. I feel like that kind of pacing fits Family Guy or South Park, because Family Guy also has the animation that simulates a tiny bird twitching its head left and right. You know what I mean? Like where there's no transition and the bird moves like it's being controlled by an old school SNES controller with no analog stick.
Linus, what do you think?
Yeah, sorry guys, I can't come to lunch. I blew all my money on this gaming.
Did you use honey? You could have saved like so much money.
I would have to edit that out.
But we get a little bit of slowdown, or what you can call a break, thank God, when we see one of the guys from the bridge making peace with the natives of that planet on their second contact. He gets bit by a bug and thinks nothing of it. Really? To be fair, the other guy asks him about it, but I feel like...
I mean, I understand that she's trying to say that they have some cringy moments in a television show. I'm not trying to say that the show is perfect. I'm just trying to say it's a great television show. Yes, it has some plot holes, some leaks, and they have to do some cringy stuff to move along on the plot, because you know sometimes you have a limited amount of time of writing. So you might have wrote this up, and I know for myself because I wrote stories, and I might have had something like it might have been something simple. Then I go along and write, and then once I get so far into the writing, I might come all the way back to this part, and I say, you know what? Let me add this here or change this here, and then it give it more depth. Sometimes if you're putting stuff out, you don't have time to go back and give depth to that one in particular part. But I digress.
I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but maybe I'm stupid and I'm not remembering correctly. But I feel like once the guy asked him, if he should get that looked at, it would have been protocol, for getting bitten by alien bugs on a planet you've never been on before. But it furthers the plot, so whatever. Then everything goes back to a ridiculously fast pace. Nobody ever takes a breath. I could understand if one character was like that, but most of them speak like this or act like this. This is not a natural way of speaking, and for such an adult theme based on a family franchise that is based somewhat in reality with real people.
Hold up. Sound like she's shitting on people that talk different than the way she talk. If you don't talk the same way you talk, then you childish or irrelevant. Or I mean, from what I was hearing, a lot of places where if you come from let's say Asia or the Caribbeans, and they say, oh, he got a Caribbean accent or he got an Asian accent. And when they talk about somebody from the South, they're like, oh, you got a Southern country, and they classify just because of that is less educated, or even worse of like, you can't express yourself or get your point across just as well as the most sophisticated person that might have ever existed. I might can actually get my point across better than a speaker because you might can relate to what I'm saying and actually comprehend it better. But I digress about this. No, matter of fact, hold up. Before I digress, let me go ahead and kick this up a little bit. When a person is talking and he get a point across, I know people that they don't have to use nothing but 3 syllables and they can rock nothing bigger at all. Just that's how they talk. And they always end their sentence with some type of catchphrase, and you understand exactly what they're saying. They make sure you understand exactly their point, and you don't have no questions about what was said, because you know exactly what to do or what they want you to do. It's not like, okay, maybe if they said this might have meant that to turn to this. Now with this combination of that, it might have meant this. So the wordplay, the trickery. But from what I was always told, that the truth is always simple, a lie is complex. So if you know somebody that's trying to make shit complex and complicated, 9 times out of 10, they lying. Truth, it be just like, bam, you're like, okay, makes sense, true, let's go. Oh, now I digress.
Well, it gives me a fucking headache.
So, where are you quartering?
Deck 9 by the squash courts.
When Cyborg and his date are falling in love and the whole crew is turning into zombies, I know this is meant to be funny, but it doesn't come off that way. So many other franchises have done this, but for some reason, it just doesn't fit.
I've never played squash. Is it fun?
We should play sometime.
Oh, this is so boring to me. In one of the following scenes, when the captain, we find out later, is...
All right. Okay. I'm not saying she's wrong about everything. She right. But I still go back to I'll do a call back to my previous point. When you have a limited amount of time of writing. So that means that might have been a jam scene that they could have came back in and reworked and kind of got some of the kinks out and made it seem more smoother. But time, they didn't have it, so boom, you had that little bump. But you get the concept. As long as you get that, they can keep the party going. I digress.
Actually, Chatterbox's mother tells Purple Hair to keep an eye on her Chatterbox daughter. He mistakenly thinks that she's breaking protocol, the daughter, and then when he finds out that she kind of is, but she's doing something really nice, all of a sudden, the captain is the bad guy. Granted, he still holds his position at first, but then by the end of the show, because Chatterbox is such a badass, she has to be perfect, and she's his friend, so Purple Guy just changes his mind.
And Frock, but she had nothing.
The thing about it is, she keeps saying about, oh, she got to be so perfect. She got to be so this and doing that on her own way, her own stuff. See, this is what I like. This is what I really campaign about. And when I be talking to people and we be conversating back and forth, I say, use your critical thinking, your own brain to figure some stuff out. We used to have some stuff where you have boom and it's broke. We had to figure it out or make it work. Use something that is not for this stuff, but we could use it or some tape or anything. We can make it work. We can fix stuff, we could create some things. People don't use their critical thinking no more. And that's what she's trying to bring. Like, hey, the concept of that character is a character that uses her critical thinking. She don't go off of protocol. She go off of her own mindset. She's not a slave to the Google God that this is what Google say do and you do it. No, you don't like a person that like that because you like sheeple. That's what they call it, I guess. Now, I digress.
To do with that?
You know, I don't remember much. Maybe that goo that saved the ship messed with my memory.
Nothing insubordinate?
Not that I saw.
Unbelievable.
You see, that's why they don't just hire anyone to work on the bridge. Small-minded people like this can't handle it. Purple Hair Guy is so wishy-washy, it's not even funny. For me, none of the characters are...
Sorry, I'm apology for a second. From your tone and your perspective, sound like you was the purple hair guy at the job site. That's probably why you cannot relate the way you're supposed to relate correctly. Like everybody in the chat probably relating differently than you, purple hair guy, Miss Purple Hair Guy.
Are likable because they move so fast, so much so like mosquitoes that their life seems insignificant. Later, they get chased by a spider that the people of this planet milk. You heard that right. The spider pleasuring herself with Purple Hair Guy was another factor that just made me annoyed. Instead of having the
So, this is funny to me.
Actual problem that the people would need to solve without hurting the spider because it's important, they just magically make her happy. I guess that this is supposed to be for fun, but what I was expecting was there to be actual danger. This was the case for the entire episode, and I get that they're just introducing us to it, but you don't have to kill off someone for us to feel as though there's actual danger. Just don't turn everything that was supposed to be dangerous automatically into something that is easily cured, inconvenient, or innocent. If I really...
I get that. You're right. The only thing I was saying about that, they need to take the cringe level and just lower it down a little bit. It's not too much, but Rick and Morty has the same type of thing that's going on where they'll have something you don't never feel like they're in true threat either. So you can miss me with that one.
I wanted to relate to the lower deck people. I would want to believe that they're in actual danger and see how they handle it, even though they're not at the bridge.
Before, she's just gumming on them to suckle out some moisture.
Oh, okay. Hey, Brad. Good news, buddy.
That's a Rick and Morty joke.
It's just suckling you. I've just learned.
Oh, so remember the zombie issue that they're having on the ship? Well, apparently the slime from the spider, which resulted in her sucking the hell out of the purple hair human, is the cure for it all. The lower deck individuals are tight because Purple Hair should have gotten the credit for saving everyone. And even though he literally did nothing except get attacked and sucked and, would have died had it actually have been a predator, meanwhile, yes, Dr. Pussy gets the credit because he or she actually figured it out. It's almost as though Chatterbox and her friend forgot that the people on the bridge worked their way to the top as well. I've also never seen anyone in Star Trek treat people like that.
Hold on. And she don't think that shit hilarious? Oh my God. I'm just going, I don't know. If you haven't seen The Lower Deck, if this ain't the best way of selling this show, I don't know what is, man. If that ain't a Rick and Morty type-ish level joke, man, what is your brain at? Oh, my bad. She is the Purple Hair Guy, Miss Purple Hair Guy. But I digress.
Not to say that nobody ever did at all, but who knows? I guess it depends on the captain. This show was something, I'll give you that. I don't know whether it's paying homage to Star Trek or outright mocking it. I think the Orville did a better job at parodying this or taking inspiration from it. It didn't call itself Star Trek, but you can see the inspiration from it, and even though it's a little more lighthearted, the characters feel real. There's characters you hate and characters you...
She right about that. Stephen McFarland, you got to give it to him. He's a genius when it comes to that. But if I had to cast a category, I would put both of those two shows right here. Like the storylines, the interest level. I mean, it took 2 or 3 seasons. I think my favorite episode on the Orville was when they were talking about stuff that was at Earth, and they was talking about cigarettes, right? This is me, but they was talking about cigarettes, right? Oh man, this episode was so funny, man. They were showing the dude right there on the left hand side, right next to the girl at the bottom. Yeah, him right there on the left side of Stephen McFarland, right? Boom. It was so funny that how they went through with the whole the situation where they had to had to go through like some form of rehab, a rehabilitation of nicotine withdrawals. That's what it's called. My bad. I had to think of that word, nicotine withdrawals. When they had to go through that, man, that shit was funny.
you love. Usually there's a healthy balance. You can only hate so many people.
Shout out to everybody
you
rock
usually
with
have one really annoying character. But even so, with every movie and TV show I've seen those annoying characters, they don't let them in the audience's face right out the gate. And they're definitely not the lead characters right out the gate. The one character I absolutely despised in the Orville was the captain's ex-wife Kelly, who later on I actually grew to tolerate. This girl out the gate is just a royal nuisance. They don't introduce her right away. Notice Lex from Jurassic Park, they don't introduce her right away. Joffrey from Game of Thrones, don't introduce him right away. Most of the annoying characters in TV shows and movies are not introduced right away, and they don't become main characters right out the gate. You don't want to chase people away from the movie. You have to introduce characters that you like first, and then have the annoying character come along later and do something horrible to them, or just have the character there so that you've already invested all of your emotions into the characters you actually like, so it makes it tolerable to stay with the characters you like, even though that one annoying character is there. This girl, just out the gate, is a royal nuisance. I don't think her character is that bad. It's just the way they wrote her to speak like a million miles per hour, so you can't even process what the hell she's saying. She doesn't act like a real person. Chihuahua dialect is only cute if dogs do it, but on a human, it's like nails on a chalk.
Now, stop, Paul. Can't go no further. Can't go no further. All right, first she was talking about I had said this at the beginning, but this is the point right here. Boom. All right, she talking about the main character. I mean, the main characters never was the annoying character that they put up front. They always introduce them later on, right? They always kind of sideline. So she want this character to be in a background shown. She don't want this character to be the main character. That's first and foremost. She is the main character. Get over it. Second of all, you talking about all these shows that did this same format in this direction, this way. You want this show to follow that same format instead of being something different, giving us a perspective that's from a different angle. Now, the perspective from your angle is the blue head guy. And what I mean by that is you is Miss Blue Head guy. So when you seeing this person, you say, oh, he's so annoying because they doing this, they doing that. So annoying. Yes, this character is supposed to be annoying to the blue head guy. But for us, regular, normal people, that the character you talking about, there should be that sideline character that get this here. It's that blue hair guy. He is the character that's annoying to me. He is the character that goes back and forth. Now her over talking him is like, boom, get out of my, boom, shutting him down, shut him down. I like that about her. I like that the conversation go back and forth, man. You can see people say, oh, y'all from the South, y'all talk. I mean, I talk a little faster than most anywhere. Because you know what I'm saying? I get it because I go. Because you know, I got a whole bunch, I'm up. I'm dripping on coffee, put some, yeah. So we talking, and I noticed this here. Okay, I'm gonna do a video about Cajuns and Creole people and the difference, and okay with the Canadians, and it's some Canadian shows I was listening to, like, okay, we got a French Southern accent with a lot of Canadian dialect, so it's a mixture of how we go, and it's kind of sort of how they talk, so I kind of relate to it. So I don't know where it's come from, the people, the dialect, or why they did it this way, but I really relate to it. And when we talk, it's a back and forth conversation, and sometimes it overlaps, but it still sounds smooth, and we talk with each other, not on top of each other. It's with each other, not back and forth. It's with. So she don't get that concept of conversation. I guess that's a fast Southern thing that people don't even understand. But when they see it, they be like, damn, I like, you know. But anyway, though, let's go ahead and get back in here with her talking about, oh, back to, like I was saying, she is that side character. I want to make sure that y'all know that she is Miss Bluehead Guy. I digress.
Chalkboard. Like I said before, I think it boils down to the animation. The animation is way too smooth for the characters to be so fast-paced, but that's just me. Maybe there's an audience for this. Again, this really boils down to opinion.
In my opinion, it's slightly different than what her opinion is. I'm going. My opinion is just slightly different from what her opinion is. That's all, and she knows it.
It's supposedly a really happy ending because it proves that everyone's friends and we get to know their dynamic and why the characters feel the way they do with their motivations. But honestly, I don't care about any of them enough to continue. I don't care about any of them at all. I do like the Green Girl and the Cyborg, but by saying that, I mean they're the only two characters I managed to tolerate in this entire.
I mean, I could see the Green Girl is the new person that's coming to the job, right? I see this dynamic, and you know what I'm saying, when you're the new person coming to the job, I see it from this perspective as well. I see, okay, they go Radnaz Chauncey, the blue hair person, and then you see, okay, this person here is like, you know what I'm saying, we in here, I'm just doing what I gotta do, just cover my ass. You know, this company here, you know, they got most people feel like I'm gonna do what I have to do because this is what I have to do, and they got this other person that feel like this is the greatest experience in life, you know. But I'm trying to see which crew and which group that I'm gonna be around, because okay, this people that's trying to do this shit and enjoy their job at the same time. They're not gonna let their work be their life. Basically, you know what I'm saying? To me, they feel like you a slave. So I like this. This is me 100,000. Match one.
Episode.
I digress.
I think if this was some other kind of cartoon, I could forgive it, but because it has Star Trek slapped on the title, it just feels like somebody tried to make a cartoon version of Star Trek for little kids who didn't grasp the complexities of adult Star Trek, which is a reason I think a lot of little kids are getting dumber, because you're gearing the cartoons towards people who aren't even blessed with an average IQ. Most kids are really freaking smart, and you don't have to dumb down anything for them to get it. I don't even know how kids would end up picking it up because everything moves so damn fast. Somebody also
Okay, hold up. Now with the kids' cartoons, I'm gonna talk about me, you know what I'm saying, Triple OG Chuck. I'm gonna talk about my cartoons when I was growing up. Was Batman, the animated series, Spider-Man, the Ninja Turtles, right? I came right after the generation of the G.I. Joe, I seen the Transformers, but you know, the G.I. Joes, Transformers, Thundercats, those cartoons to, you know, the Ninja Turtles and X-Men animated series. That was my generation coming up where I seen those cartoons, and we had those, and you could see the adult things. Man, I went back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch the Spider-Man and the Batman animated series. I went back and watched the X-Men animated series right before Disney Plus came out. I ended up watching all of the series, and I was like, damn, that shit went hard. Everything besides for that 5th season, I think I kind of fell off on the last season. It just, I don't know. But besides for that one, I was into it, and I was like, damn, the story holds up to date. So when I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna review Spider-Man and the animated series from the 90s, and which one else I said? Oh, Batman animated series. I'm gonna go back. I know they have other people did it, but I'm gonna do it because those cartoons, so I understand it. But kids they could catch on, because even if they don't catch on, this might be one of them things that, like how the Ninja Turtles is, or the Batman animated series is, you know what I'm saying, 10, 20 years from now, our kids, they might be having these conversations about the standards with, they have this Rick and Morty, and how they kind of like giving you a little leeway to let you know that they don't have to play it as safe. So they just showing you like, okay, oh, we showing blood, but they not going into depth of it. They just showing you, okay, look, we're gonna be able to be a little bit more raw with it. So they just getting us prepared. They don't have, you know what I'm saying, for the rawness that's gonna come in the series. They're gonna gradually get us along in them. But what I want to say about this, if you a fan of Rick and Morty, if you're a fan of Family Guy, or any of the American animated TV shows that have that art style, that have like the cringy characters and the callbacks and the cutaway scenes and stuff like this, this would be Star Trek Lower Deck would be a great show to watch. I mean, especially in a time like this. But whatever she's saying, just remember that she is Miss Purple Hair Guy. Blue hair.
Pointed out that Rick and Morty, which a lot of people are saying this is supposedly like, works because it was inspired by the relationship between Doc Brown and Marty McFly in the Back to the Future movies, but it was not an
I digress.
actual spin-off of Back to the Future. It can stand on its own and rewrite its own universe rules many times over. Lower Deck Star Trek struggles because it's an off-brand parody, but an approved part of a familiar and revered brand, and whatever satirical elements it features about life on Starfleet can only go so far. They're highly limited by this, and I totally agree.
I mean, I agree. They are limited about the Star Wars, Star Trek universe. I understand that they are limited by it, but the limitations only apply to the rules. That means everything has rules. Like even in Marvel and DC, they have rules and regulations and stuff that's going on. Even in Rick and Morty, they have their own set of rules. The only thing they have to do is they could use the guidelines and create new stories. They could bring new races. They could do new things. They could do anything that they want to do that's creative, anytime, any way, any form, any fashion. When it comes to the Star Trek universe, but they just stay inside the guidelines. They could have different planets to explore. This is getting us prepared from a different angle. But I'm gonna let you continue. I digress. Sorry about the interruption.
The final thing, which took me a while, and actually while I was recording this, I was like, that's it. That's the kicker. This is what made me fall in love with Star Trek in the first place. Not just because you're traveling to different worlds and space and stuff, but this is the one thing that made me fall in love with it. The philosophy. Orville and Star Trek and even Rick and Morty have this. They have the philosophy there. They have ethics, questions posed to the audience about what you would do in certain situations and how certain people handle certain situations and meeting new cultures and finding themselves in complex situations with these new species or people or aliens. And there was none of that here. The only thing that came close to it was when the Chatterbox character was like, yeah, but we can't kill the spider because these people need it. We can't just leave them, but there's no complexity. Compared to Star Trek, it's superficial drivel. For me, this does not separate itself from any other just random cartoon on Cartoon Network. You know, I'm not talking about the older Cartoon Network where there was actual stuff that had substance. Anyways, it's just my opinion. You guys can go check it out for yourself. You may be surprised because I've gotten mixed reviews from people who are Trekkies who actually enjoyed it and people who are Trekkies who absolutely abhorred it. And I can see where both sides are coming from. Unfortunately, I'm on the camp that could not wait for this episode to be over and I will not be watching more. Thanks for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody, appreciate y'all for rocking on this video here. I'm not gonna hold this one here up no more. I'm gonna let this one here go. Let's hop to the next topic. I was kind of interrupted.
Really care about us.
Oh, yeah, it was good with it. Boom, 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 boom. What's that, homie? Chaos, God, was good. I'm up. We in here doing our thing, man. That was me checking out the stuff that I say, Bone. I know that you're a Star Trek fan. You and Flip. I don't even have to tell y'all. Y'all probably already up on it. Y'all probably already up on the Lower Deck. That is a hell of a show. And it's one of them good old fashioned days where when you try to put together some stuff and then things don't work exactly how you want it to work. It just happened. But let me see what was the other thing that I had wanted to dive into right quick while we in here. Oh, let's just go ahead and get to going with this on the other end of the topic that I had wanted to talk about. It was Donald J. Trump want to kiss you in the mouth. He got the kiss of death. Donald Trump had got the corona over the virus, right? Now, after he get over the virus, allegedly, all this other stuff is allegedly. So I don't know if he actually had it because he coming out like, yeah, I'm super strong. Like he ate some Popeye spinach or smoked some super crack that they gave him some government experiment, the hydrochloroquines and stuff that he shot in his veins that kicked the COVID out of him, or they dug Dr. Sebi out of the grave and they got him to cure Donald Trump from the dead and the rabies. So I was looking at it and I was like, damn. So they had a speech that Donald Trump was coming out and he was saying he was feeling better, that he want to come out in the crowd, he want to kiss and hug everybody, and men, women, he don't care, he was whining. I was like, ooh. So I want to know how you feel about if Donald Trump was to come, would you let him kiss you? would you let your president, Donald Trump, kiss you? I just want to know. I'm curious about the situation. Me personally, I don't think so. I do not think so. I think that would be one of the most, I wouldn't do it if he didn't have the corona. I wouldn't do it if I had the corona and I was a secret agent from another country and they was trying to get me to get the president the coronavirus. I would not kiss the president. I would not, he could not get me to do nothing near his face. Matter of fact, I don't even talk to a person in arm reach. I try to stay like this distance right here. When we talking and we having a conversation, I try to make sure that right here, we don't get in here. I always did that. When we talk, let's just stay from here. I mean, I don't mind conversating with a person, but just stay right here. Arm distance, I need that. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. Some people had their things, but I'd have had so many situations where two things I don't care for. I don't want nobody to talk to me or getting within this right here of me. Right here. Just it. That's all I ask for. Just my own personal space. That and when I'm standing in line, I'm not too good with people standing behind me, right? So when I see somebody standing behind me, or I'm standing in the line, or when they have a line of people, I turn to the side because I don't want people standing behind me. Because life and situations that goes on in life will have you feeling certain ways. And one of my certain ways is I don't like people standing behind me. And when we conversating, you don't have to be in my face, right? You don't have to be right there. Okay, let's see right here. Donald Trump in the ad that Trump. Okay, I'm gonna watch this one here. That's how I let Trevor. That's how I let Trevor. 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 He a real cool dude, and I fuck with the Daily Show. To me, that type of stuff is more entertaining than some of the stuff that's supposed to be entertaining is real entertainment, but we get it from a different perspective. I like the concept of how this generation is different from how it used to be all boring and shit.
Campaign trail doing what he loves most, spreading COVID-19.
President Trump returned to the campaign trail with a rally in Sanford, Florida. It was his first rally outside the White House since getting out of the hospital. The president threw masks into the audience as he walked onto the stage. Several members of the first family were in attendance. Many of them did not wear masks, including the president himself.
I went through it. Now they say I'm immune. I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience.
Yeah, that's how it does.
There, I'll kiss everyone in that audience.
Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact,
I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss.
Yes, my friends.
Hey, Trump need to kiss everybody out there. Y'all see if he kissed everybody out there, that means everybody out there will get the coronavirus. Y'all know the story from there.
It looks like Trump has emerged from his battle with the deadly virus, and it's made him horny as hell. I guess it's true what they say. A serious illness can make you realize what's most important in life. And also, kissing the women and the guys? Woo! I'm happy that Trump is now biohazard curious. That's cool. Although he may have just lost Mike Pence's votes. This is not the moral example we should be setting for those kids in cages. Also, it's insane how Trump says he'll kiss all the guys, but only the beautiful women. You ugly chicks, I'm out. I can deal with corona, but doctors say a butterface could be fatal. But hey, man, good for Trump.
Man.
Hey, glad that he's feeling better.
That's nitpicking. I get it. But it was a joke. But y'all know.
Although I think his recovery is going to be awful for public health. I mean, how are his supporters going to take coronavirus seriously if it can be beaten by a guy whose body is 83% chicken nuggets? The fact is, Trump's behavior sets an example for the people around him. And you can see at the rally that people are already taking corona a whole lot less seriously.
Governor Ron DeSantis is being criticized for his appearance at President Trump's rally
Florida.
in Sanford.
Hey, that's the perfect combination right there.
Ron DeSantis. He's at the rally that Trump is at right now, and this is his entrance.
Tap everybody hand. Get him.
No mask, high-fiving the crowd.
Tap all of them.
Then touching his face with the hand that he used to high-five.
Right across his nose.
Man,
get him.
I know everyone likes to shit on Ron DeSantis for his choices, but I disagree. Of course, he's going to high-five strangers and then snort their germs. If you're the governor of Florida, then you got to represent Florida, baby. I mean, this just shows you how powerful Trumpism is. His supporters think that his success is their success. They're running around that rally like they got over COVID. Yeah, we're immune, baby. They're like that with everything that Trump does. Yeah, we got tax cuts, baby. No, motherfuckers, he got his tax cut. You're unemployed. Now, although Trump is feeling better, his poll numbers are still in the ICU, which is why he's launched a bold new ad campaign to convince America that his handling of the pandemic has been as successful as his own personal steroid regime.
The Trump campaign now facing pushback from Dr. Anthony Fauci after lifting part of a 7-month-old soundbite from Fauci for a new ad.
President Trump tackled the virus head on, as leaders should.
I can't imagine that anybody could be doing more.
The president tweeting they are indeed Dr. Fauci's own words, and the president's campaign tweeting it will keep airing the ad. But Dr. Fauci tells NBC News they did this without my permission and my comments were taken out of context.
Dr. Fauci wasn't talking about the president. The quote is from an interview with Fox News back in March, where he was talking about the coronavirus task force and its efforts to respond to the pandemic.
I think it's really unfortunate and really disappointing that they did that, to take a completely out of context statement and put it in, which is obviously a political
like I told you, they make it entertaining.
I thought it was really very disappointing.
Yeah. What would you say if I told you I heard that the Trump campaign was actually preparing to do another ad featuring you?
You know, that would be terrible. I mean, that would be outrageous if they do that.
All right.
No, Dr. Fauci, what if...
Fauci, hey, you can see the smirk inside his face, man. He ain't that mad.
You done? If you tell Trump not to do something, he's going to do it even more. It's what happens all the time. Whatever you do, Mr. President, please do not run your businesses while you're in office.
You mean like this?
No, okay, but at least don't host events during a pandemic.
You mean like this?
No, but whatever you do, don't wipe your boogers on the White House curtains, please.
You mean like this?
No, now the curtains are all green. To be honest.
Hey, Trump is something serious. I think there's going to be a hell of a fight. People don't realize that the situation with Trump and Joe Biden is different from him and Hillary, but similar. I mean, Hillary, they were saying that she was going to win dramatically. Same thing they're saying right now with Joe Biden. So don't listen to the people giving you this fear-mongering warning and stuff like that. It's up to you. My choice and my decision, I just don't want to vote for Joe Biden just because from what I'm seeing, he's not doing nothing that I care about or anything that's going to be beneficial to me or my life and my situation. So I don't see nothing that make me say, oh, I want to go for vote for Biden, and I'm not voting for Biden. Just say, oh, I don't want Trump in office. The only thing I see with Joe Biden and Trump is Joe Biden is just more polished. More polished. He gonna give us all the same shit, or maybe even worse shit. But he making it sound smooth. And the reason why I say that, because the way he did Andrew Yang, go back and look at that, because that situation, it rubbed me the wrong way. And Andrew Yang understand, and he got to play his part and do the stuff that he got to do, but I don't have to do all that. And I can see straight through that. So those types of situations, I'm not a fan of. I would have voted for Andrew Yang. I would have voted for Tulsi, right? I even would have voted for Bernie Sanders because I actually believe what they say and they say what they mean. And you really know that this is their personality. With Joe Biden, he almost like a sleazeball. He doing stuff underhanded, but it's so polished and smooth because he's a perfect politician. He's like the Superman politician when it comes to who he's supposed to be. But I don't want to talk about him because I'm not a fan of his, and I'm not a fan of Trump's. But why should I vote for Biden? Because I'm not a fan of Trump. Why should I vote for Trump? Because I'm not a fan of Biden. I'm looking for a person that's going to do something that's going to benefit me. So if you're not selling them to benefit me or my community or the people around me or anything that have to do with the people in general, that I see that's beneficial, that I can stand for, why should I vote? And if they say, oh, you voted for this person, or why you voted for that person, or your vote, so you did this, or you should have voted if you wanted this to be this way here. But what I'm going to say is, oh, you want me to vote for it to be a different way and it was offering the same way? So what am I voting for? That's making an illusion. The illusion is you get a choice. The choice is, do you want to fall off or do you want to drop off? That's your choice. You're like, oh, I got a choice. Nah, it's not a choice. But anyway, though, I digress. I'm come falling out the sky, up, in a way. All that good shit, man. This was just one I had just want to run to y'all about some stuff about that. But yeah, I want to highlight that show though, because it really deserves. And another show that I was saying that deserves all the attention that it's getting is Swamp Thing, because it needed a season 2. And now I get it too, why they was running around the swamp, because I was like, but they made a swamp, so it wasn't real. But if it was a real swamp, all the stuff that they was doing, I don't think so. But if they want to save some money, yeah, they come to Louisiana and shoot in some real swamp and get some real footage with the real swamp things. Yeah, I'll do with the KDP. Just give us some. But I got to give it to them. They did their homework. Well, this your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and we go. Oh, I'm gonna do some stuff about Cajuns and Creoles and the difference between the two. I know some people say, "Oh, it's not this," or they not recognized, or this is something that's so-called made up. And I'm gonna take my time and put it together, because I want to do it a combination of my Gambit story of how if I was to put a Gambit story together for the MCU and see about trying to put it, just putting the synergy out there in the air. And in the mix of that, I want to, put some depth in it, because I'm gonna do a breakdown of like the ways of different change of how I would, make my Gambit story. Well, with that being said, I'm promoting up for the future, up for the future. Yeah, man, appreciate y'all for rocking with me in this nice little hour of power. You know what I'm saying? Up with a cup. I'm not responsible for that truth. Not responsible for it. Remember, not responsible. I mean, up out of here, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna be drinking. I'm gonna show y'all some other stuff. I got some other footage that I've been putting together for y'all. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about some gaming stuff too. Not through. It's synergy. We do it all.